From the Wayne County Courthouse in Goldsboro, North Carolina, Wayne Goldsboro Television brings you the meeting of the Wayne County Board of Commissioners. The meeting begins shortly with an agenda briefing, then the regular meeting will begin soon after. Please stand by for the Wayne County Board of Commissioners meeting.
We'll call to order our agenda meeting for the Wayne County Board of Commissioners. The invocation this morning will be by Commissioner Ed Cromartie. Pledge of Allegiance by Commissioner Ray Mayo. Special presentation, active flu awareness. Looks like several of us and staff will be getting some shots this morning to encourage those to go out and in our community to go out and get their flu shots. Approval of the minutes on October the 18th. Any adjustments to the agenda?
Got one. We had an issue come up yesterday that I found out about yesterday. We need to delete number 3 under new business. There's going to be a delay on that as far as the contracting out. You've got to have actually 2 contracts there. One is for the actual debris removal. The second, FEMA requires a monitoring services contract. Joe, you may remember this from previous ones. And so what we're having to do is add a second contract for the actual construction and reconstruction debris, and that's what we thought we were doing, but this was for monitoring services. So I'm having to do an extension on the monitoring services and get the other bid out. So it'll be at the next meeting.
All right, so once you put the bid out, then it's over for 10 days?
Over a 10-day period. So I've got Mel and I met with Mel and Noel yesterday. We got all that straightened out. We'll have a 7-day extension on the monitor, but once we'll get that in, and then within 10 days we'll have the other, so that when you come in at the next meeting, we should have everything ready, because the bids will come in that Monday before you meet on Tuesday.
Okay. So we're deleting item 3 under new business.
Item 3, because it's not ready.
Okay, anything else?
No, I think that's it. We will need a closed session, of course, on a couple of things.
Okay. All right. Special recognition presentation of county employee service pins. And then upon the conclusion of that, we'll have our public comments at 9:15 or shortly thereafter. At 9:30, we have a scheduled public hearing to receive public comments on the proposed minimum housing standards for Wayne County. Mr. Crumpler, you want to give us a briefing on that?
Of course, at your last meeting, we had a work session on that. You scheduled a public hearing. We posted a notice in the newspaper twice. We had put the proposed ordinance online and had my email address down there for anybody that wanted to inquire on the phone number. I haven't received any comments on it so far. Of course, this is a brand new ordinance. We previously had a manufactured housing setup standards ordinance that kind of covered manufactured housing at the time it was installed. This ordinance will cover both site-built and manufactured housing at any time while it's built in the county. Like I say, we hadn't received any comments, and we did post public notice twice. So any questions, we'll try to answer.
Okay, any questions of Mr. Crumpler? Okay. Upon the conclusion of the public hearing, we may take action on that if the board decides. Appointment committee. Do you have anything on the?
We have one.
Unfinished business. Presentation by Randy Baker and Dr. Jim Watson with Pinnacle Architecture to update us on the plans for the new Meadow Lane Elementary School.
Dr. Dunsmore had them in recently to do that for their board, and he thought it'd be great to have y'all hear that presentation and just give you an update on the Meadow Lane School. So these are the architecture firm that'll be doing that.
Item 2 is an update on the Wayne County Internet Broadband Survey Project. Again, Planning Director Chip Crumpler will give us an update on that. Item 3 is a motion to adopt resolution declaring the official intent of the Board of Commissioners to reimburse expenditures by the county for Canterbury Village and North Creek subdivision projects.
We're getting ready to finalize the design on that. The next item is the design contract with SEPI to finish that up. And so before we expend any money with them, we're going to borrow that money, as you recall, to do this project, and they'll pay us off over 10 years. So this is the resolution like we normally do with our projects where we're doing bond payment, bond borrowing, is to where you agree to repay yourself from the bond proceeds. So in other words, we'll front the money until January, I believe it is, isn't it, where we're going out for the bond issue. So then we'll be able to reimburse ourselves from the bond for this, and that's what this resolution does.
In early discussions, I learned something, and that was nice to learn something every now and then. But at any rate, I understand that the street actually would not be paved until the spring of the year.
It'll probably be the spring. He'll design it. One of the reasons that he was not in a rush to get us the contract is we determined we really wouldn't be able to do the work and meet the deadline. For those of you who don't know, asphalt plants typically close during the winter because you don't meet the temperature for the asphalt to adhere and everything. So that's basically what will happen is he'll design this. We'll probably go out for bids in February, award in March, and then we'll be ready to proceed.
Okay. And the same thing, we discussed item 4 there, so there are two items over the Canterbury Village North Creek subdivision. Item 5 is a motion to accept bid for previously declared surplus property.
Yeah, if y'all recall, Pikeville had asked us to do this, and we looked at it, we agreed to do it. You declared it surplus, you agreed to put it on Gov Deals, and the highest bid was, when we got through, was $44,300. Our minimum bid, we set at $25,000. So we feel pretty good about that. Now, that'll be split. We'll, just so you understand how this happens is, any costs associated with closing on it will be subtracted from this, and then we split the proceeds 50-50, which is what we've also done with Goldsboro, I believe, Borden, in the past.
Right.
So we're just following the same process there because it's jointly owned, because they owed us both back taxes.
So if you go under gov.deals.com, you don't have to have the upset bid process.
Right, that's the advantage of it. By definition, it's an upset bid process because everybody has an opportunity to bid. There's a set deadline. You know, if it says 1 p.m. on such and such a date, that's the last bid that can go in.
Okay.
And that's preset, so everybody knows that. And so typically what happens is you don't get a lot of action on it until about the last half a day or so.
Right.
And it is an auction, so it would be just like the benefit of not having to upset bid is if you did, you had to advertise it.
Right.
Keep advertising.
Right.
So it's really a good way to do it, and the costs are minimal on it. But anyway, that you know, for the condition of the house, it looks pretty good on the outside. There's some real issues on the inside. Our people went through it, and so did Pikeville's. So, but we feel good that we've gotten this price for it. Again, you'll get about half of that.
Okay, under the consent agenda, we have 5 items. Applications for disabled veteran property tax exclusion.
Right.
And again, they've gone through those, and those do meet the qualifications.
They do.
Item 2, applications for elderly and disabled property tax exclusion. Same thing.
Same
Those
thing.
do.
Alan's gone through all of this.
3 is to establish a public hearing on November the 15th at 9:30 a.m. to receive public comments on a rezoning request from Braswood Ventures, Inc.
Would you like to go in?
Oh, please give us a
Yeah, this is a proposed rezoning for some.
page 84.
Yes,
in our
84. That's a 13.07 acre tract of land that was part of the Methodist Men's, if you know where the Methodist Men's Warehouse on Community Drive, there's a tract of land there. Part of that tract is wooded. That property was sold to Braswet Ventures. They are proposing a residential development on the rear wooded portion of that tract. It is currently zoned light industry. That property would need to be rezoned accordingly to the same as Rosewood Valley subdivision. And that's R15 zoning, so they're requesting R15 zoning. The preliminary for this subdivision was approved at the last planning board meeting with conditions. Once they meet those conditions, that preliminary plat will be coming before you for final approval. Like I say, this property is adjacent to the Rosewood Valley subdivision. Their subdivision will be in section 4 of Rosewood Valley. It's connecting 2 state roads that are state maintained. And there's going to be approximately 18 lots.
And
So
the
a public hearing would need to be scheduled in order to consider it.
And the most important is this: the Wayne County Planning Board at its October 20th, 2016 meeting recommended that the zoning map change be approved.
That is correct. That is right.
Any questions of Mr. Roberts?
I will add also that it is within the Rosewood High School, for school, middle school, and elementary, Fort Sanitary District, Rosewood Fire Department, EMS Station 2. It is within the Goldsboro MPO for transportation planning. It is within a water supply watershed area. It is not within a voluntary ag district. There are wetlands present on site, and it is within Board of Commissioners District 4.
It's in that school zone.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, any questions? All right, item 4 on the consent agenda is the budget amendments for employee bonus and merit payments and the Department of Social Services position reclassification.
Allison, you want to go over that?
Yes, sir. This starts on page 87. There's a memo. I separated these from our regular budget amendments. So on page 87, these are all budget amendments related to new classes, the bonus and the merit bonuses and merits. Now, these have all been previously approved by you. So this is basically just settling our line items and allocating the amounts to the various departments. And there are several budget amendments to do that, and that is because we did it by department.
So if I'm understanding, we had already agreed to this. This is just really the bookkeeping portion of this.
Right, because we didn't know what the specific amounts would be at the time for the individual departments. So that's basically where that's all been calculated, and now we're assigning the cost to each department.
Okay, any questions or comments? Okay, next item is budget amendments.
Okay, so your regular budget amendments start on page 136. And the first one is Eastern Region funds and for the Maxwell Center. And these are funds that are being transferred to the Maxwell Center out of the Eastern Region Fund. These were monies that were paid to Wayne Water District for sewer project, and they did not use all the funds and return them to us. And they still have to be spent on economic projects, so we are transferring that over to the Maxwell Center. $14,015.33. We have one for the sheriff's office for $825. This is to appropriate an insurance refund received. For the tax department, $1,543.14. This is related to the foreclosures that they are taking care of in the tax department, and these were expenses related to foreclosures they did in 15-16 that have not been paid out yet. So we're reappropriating those monies so they can pay those expenses out. For the health department, this is for their STD prevention program, and they received some additional funding from the Division of Public Health, so they are allocating those line items to that program. The total was $3,000. For services on aging, this was for their senior center general fund state appropriation line item. They are adjusting their actual funding to what was budgeted. They received a little bit less than what they anticipated, so they're adjusting their line items. For the senior center, their SHIP program, they received a little more than what they anticipated, so they are allocating those funds for that grant, $492.
Okay, any questions on any of the budget amendments?
I think I have one more.
You got
Yes.
one more?
Wayne Net. This one is for $42,400, and it's for the purchase of a wheelchair van. They have attached a memo behind that budget amendment, and it gives an explanation for why they need this additional wheelchair van. Basically, their wheelchair trips have increased significantly since the close of Johnson Ambulance Service. So they need that additional vehicle to accommodate those trips. Okay?
That it? Okay, on the new business, we'll have a presentation by Goldsboro Wayne Transportation Authority Director Fred Fontana. That's a 5-minute presentation. Okay, next we've got a motion to approve purchase of detention center van, inmate transport uplift and laundry trailer and budget amendments.
Yeah, Sheriff Pierce will be here to go over that with you, the need for that, and how we're taking care of that.
All right, item 3 has been removed. Item 4 is a Wayne County quarterly financial report. And that is going to come from a very special lady.
Thank you. Yes, I'll have, unless you want me to go over some of it now.
No, we'll
Okay.
wait. Oh, the anticipation is just. And then item 5 is the Wayne County Tourism Development Authority quarterly financial. And you also will handle that.
Yes, sir.
County manager's comments will be next. Board of Commissioners committee reports and comments. There will be a work session. I like that, 15 minutes. Okay. On a proposed Wayne County special events ordinance. Then we do have a closed session.
Yes.
Okay, we got time to go into closed session this morning?
Yes.
Well, we will go into closed session. Do I have a motion that we go into closed session?
So moved.
All right, we have a motion to go in closed session for the purpose of,
Consulting with an attorney to preserve the current client privilege.
okay, we've got a motion on the floor. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand.